Hi guys, it's True here, welcome to another video. This one is this week's high score challenge. It's on Prehistoric Isle 2 on the Neo Geo. It's 1 credit, 2 lives, well, 2 lives in reserve anyway, so it's 3 lives in total. Many points as you can. Now, I didn't actually have this, I actually had to download a Neo Geo emulator, Nebula, to get this game, and I'm glad I did really. It's really good. The only downside to it is, for some reason, it's very choppy on the frame rate on the on my screen recorder. It's a bit up and down depending on what's going on the screen. So I apologise for the choppy nature of the video, but it's not too bad. I've tinkered with the settings and got it as to record as best that I can. If anybody can recommend a good screen recorder that uses software to capture what's going on the PC screen, that'd be much appreciated. I don't really want to get a capture card or anything like that, so I already have a HD PVR to record stuff. It's just that to record stuff on the PC screen it doesn't work with. Anyway, getting back to this game, really enjoyed this. Once I managed to get the game set up correctly, it was problem I was having was we'd be just installing the Neo Geo emulator, and I didn't know how to get into the settings or if I'd downloaded the right ROM, because when I first put the game up, instead of having the lives at the top corner there, I had a life bar, and that's not what we wanted. I managed to figure it out eventually. It's got some dip switches like MAME has, and I had to change it to the console version again. I tried all 3 regions for the arcade, the Japanese, the European and the NTSC or the American version, and they all had the life bar present, which was obviously no good. So I had to switch it over to the console version, which is exactly the same, it's just that instead of putting credits in, it just says press 1 or 2 players and you choose your difficulty level. Before you choose, is it before or after you choose your pilot? I think it's before you choose your pilot. So I just left it on default, says the default was normal. So yeah, I experimented with both planes and found that this green guy tended to have the better firepower, even though he was a little bit slower. But once you learn where everything comes, it wasn't too bad to dodge the things. There's 2 sets of guns in the game. The first one is the G weapon, which is what I'm using now, which is a Gatling gun, and the other one's a C weapon, which it's a Gatling gun's red, sorry, and the other one's a C weapon, which is a plasma cannon, and that goes through enemies. Now, I prefer, well, each one's very situational. I prefer this one as a whole, the Gatling, but the plasma does come in handy in certain situations. Now this is the first boss here. I actually looked out here and got the special support weapon, which is those big massive green missiles that are flying out. It doesn't crop up every so often. I'm not sure entirely if you can get it to spawn. It's much better than the other support weapons, apart from in one situation which I'll get to later on in the video. I'm just watching this back as I'm recording this and recording the voiceover, because I don't like to talk when I'm trying to do a high score challenge. Normally I would do, but just trying to concentrate on what's going on. I've just noticed the frame rate's absolutely bloody alarming on this. But gonna have to see if I can sort it out. But let's say those missiles just laid waste to this guy. I mean, I've done this many a time without those missiles, and he usually gets another 3 attack stages in. He didn't fire his second volley of his second stage, and he didn't even get into the Donuts of Doom attack, which fires like these big massive green donuts at you. So yeah, we're on level 2 now. These stars you pick up, they give you some points, and if you manage, you get a couple of thousand points, and see that counter at the bottom? If you manage to complete the level without dying, you benefit from those stars, get a big bonus depending on how many stars you've collected. If you do die, they're worth nothing really, other than the couple of thousand points for picking them up. So yeah, this is I've accidentally picked up the plasma weapon here. I didn't really want it, but this is demonstrating what it actually does. The difference between this guy and the blue helicopter is this guy has a little bit of angle on his shots. As you can see, it's spreading both diagonally up and down as well. The blue helicopter fires him pretty much straight forward, but he has like a wider spread straight forward. And also his bomb is different as well. His bomb fires straight forward, while this guy fires in all 8 directions. I think overall this guy is the one to go for once you manage to get a feel for the game. Each level seems to have these rescue sections as well, where civilians or whoever they are have to get onto a transport helicopter, which you can see coming on the screen now. It's usually not a very hard section to do really. It's just a case of taking the enemies out as fast as you can. I also found a little neat trick with the smart bomb on these sections as well. If you generally left the smart bomb until it was just about to go off the screen, you could detonate it and get the maximum amount of kills. And I noticed if you did kill a lot of enemies in a short space of time, it did drop more items for you to pick up. So again, very handy. So there we go, right, that's the rescue mission done there. And these are just always somebody gets left behind. These guys are very important because there's another transport helicopter just before every boss, and depending on how many you put into the transport helicopter, you get bonuses. Now I used the bomb there, which was to save my life really, because I was going to take a hit there. When you use your bomb, you are invulnerable for a few seconds, so that's pretty good to do there. I was lucky not to lose a life, and if you noticed, I actually switched out the super weapon, the green missiles, in favour of the napalm. Because I found after many practice runs, the napalm actually decimates the second boss. Well, I wouldn't say decimate, but it works a lot better than, it does a lot more damage than the other weapons do. And I found it's easiest to take him down with the napalm. Other than that, I would say keep the green missiles, but for this second boss, definitely go with napalm. These things I found very weird. First time I got to them, I thought, what the hell? I thought, yeah, keep it living dinosaurs, yeah, fair enough, but why are they, why are bones coming alive? This is kind of like a mini boss coming up here now. It's like a giant skeleton. I found that with the plasma, the blue weapon, it took a lot longer to take down, and it's got his second stage of his attacking, which fired fireballs at you. They were very difficult to dodge. With this combined with the napalm, I'm thinking I'm going to move up now and drop napalm on his head. You actually wipe this guy out pretty quickly. Excuse me. Yeah, there's his first wave of attacks. He fires those, and if you don't kill him there, he'll fire fireballs all over the shop, and they're very difficult to dodge. Now this bit is a bit where you can rack up massive points. Now I forgot to tell you this, but once you've got your gun at maximum, which is collecting I think four weapon power-ups, if you collect the same colour power-up that you're using, you get a bonus time meter that appears. You'll see it next time I collect one of the power-ups, and that's where you rack up your big points there, because you've got a certain amount of time to kill enemies. And each enemy you kill, you start off getting times 2, times 3, times 4, times 8, times 16, and then you've got times 16 until the time runs out. There you go, I'm going to get it now I think. Yeah, I missed that one. There you go, you see the bonus time up here. And you look at my score, it's gone from like 6.5 million, I think it goes up to just over 10, just on this section alone. You can renew that time as well by collecting a further one of the same colour, and I think you can collect 2 or 3 before it stops replenishing. Now this bit caught me out quite a lot of times. This is one of the few times where if you don't back off straight away as soon as you drop these guys in, you have a habit of running into the pickups without seeing what they are. And quite a lot of runs, practice runs that I had, it switched out my napalm in favour of something that was not as good. Oh, here we go. This is the second boss. This guy is really difficult if you haven't got the napalm, in my opinion. Really difficult, and he's still tricky with it. So the problem with the napalm is you've got to stand pretty close to stand and a helicopter stand. You gotta fly pretty close to him to make sure the napalm actually touches him. Got loads of attacks, and he's got no attack pattern at all. He just randomly does them. He fires like a volley of bullets out. He fires, and he's got this horrible jump, which he gets me here. No, he doesn't. When does he get me? Yeah, he gets me. I've pretty much ran out of bombs there, but that's not bad for the first life. He's got a horrible fireball attack. He's got these homing, like wormy kind of plasma bolts as well, but he's nearly dead here. And see how quick he gets taken out? Anybody who's got to that boss will pretty much know how long that normally takes to kill. I've tried it with the super missiles, and it takes ages. Right, this is the third level now. I've only got to this level about 3 or 4 times. Pretty easy level this. It's really, really short as well. And problem is I've not killed the boss yet, but I've always managed to get there with 1 life left, so I really need to keep hold of this life now. Loads of weapon power-ups on this as well, so you can rack up a bit of decent score on it. Them big massive green birds are a pain in the arse. Then if you don't kill them, just spray bullets all over, so look at dodge that last volley of bullets. But yeah, here we go, here's another. So I looked out and got my super weapon there again. It can be a different kettle of fish if you don't get that. I have no idea why it spawned. I think it's just random luck, really. God, I'm just watching this. The frame rate's struggling like mad on this level. Really gonna have to look into it. This is the most intense kind of system. I've used the screen recorder on the that I'm using. Usually I just use it to do the Spectrum and Commodore games. 8-bit like computer games, so they're not too intensive graphically, and this it seems to have struggled in places when it gets a bit mental. And this bird, it's pretty easy. I've got an extra life here, so I was pretty confident when I went into this fight I was going to beat him, especially with getting the super missiles as well. I really shouldn't have died actually when I did. I hit my bomb button a fraction too late, I think I did. So I think no. Sure, I wasted a bomb by getting killed. Yeah, there we go. Look, I had a bomb left. I could have escaped that death there. But yeah, I've lost my super missiles, which is a shame. But yeah, it's pretty easy boss this. He just tends to do the feathers and swoop at you, really. It was just a case, the times I've got to him before, I've just had the 1 life left and I hadn't quite figured out his attack pattern yet. But yeah, very, 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 very easy. And this was my first time on this level, so I had no clue what to expect here. Down to 1 life, I was absolutely bricking it all the way through. And it gets towards the end, and I actually had my microphone plugged in. I wasn't doing voice commentary directly over the game, because like I said, I found it pretty difficult to actually, concentrate, which you've got to do on these kind of games, and talk at the same time. But when I got towards the end of this level, I let out a bit of a screech sound, like it sounded a bit like bloody Gollum. I did. You might be able to hear it over this commentary. I don't know. It's that really ridiculous it was. For those of you who watched some earlier videos, you know that due to the medication I have to take for my health problems, I don't produce saliva anymore. So I'd been playing this for like 15 minutes at this point in time. So I hadn't been able to have a drink or anything like that, so my mouth was dry as a bone. I'd been gripping onto the joypad for dear life. I think I'd had imprints into it where my bloody hands were grasped around it at this point. Yeah, towards the end of this level I just let out a bit of a shriek saying, I can't believe I've got this far. But this level was quite enjoyable. It actually flung loads of new stuff into the mix. I had no clue what they were doing. I mean, look at that, homing missiles. I mean, I used a bomb there, I panicked because I thought it was going to hit me, but I managed to dodge it, so it was a waste of a bomb. These bloody things coming from behind, I didn't know what they were going to do, but luckily I'd got hold of the homing missiles, which, again, I think I looked out there, because it tend to work quite well, because obviously they turn around and hit the things behind you. Frame rate's a bit better on this level. Then I got my obviously bonus time there as well. The enemies dried up a little bit, but then they started coming just towards the end of the bonus time, so I got a nice chunk of points there. Now this I got confused at this. I didn't know what I was supposed to be doing here, because the dinosaur that didn't seem to want to die at first, but then it did. And then this blue one jumped out. If you remember, he was on the first level he was as well, but you couldn't kill him. And I didn't know if you could kill him again. And then this bloody insect thing, God knows what they are, but then it started flying, and I just feel absolutely bricking it at this point. I'm just running on pure instinct here. I mean, these blue things that were appearing on the screen, didn't know if you could touch them or not, because this game's got a habit of throwing a lot of stuff on screen, and some of it doesn't even pose any threat to you. But yeah, these bloody big things, God knows what they are, big giant like wood lices or something. Again, it was just so on edge for this bit. I don't even dare look at the score at this point. And this, at first I thought, is this a boss? But obviously we didn't get the warning notice up, didn't we? So I thought, no, can't be the boss. No, it can't be the boss, so carried on blasting away at it. Finally got it down. And we've got this bloody giant bee, which I did not like the look of at all. I'd hate to think what would happen if you didn't have you know, a decent level of gun at this point. You just wouldn't stand a chance at all. Yes! Yeah, and this is a handy way you got to rescue survivors. If each survivor drops you a power up. Obviously this was the boss coming up now. This is always that second transport helicopter where just before the boss, just to give you a little boost of power. So obviously, first time I got to him, and the only time I got to him, so I've tried a few times after this and got nowhere near this this place at all. Yeah, didn't have a clue what he was going to do, but he seemed to just do nothing at first. And you shoot him enough times and he blows up, and then his body drops off and he turns into like a caterpillar thing. And then he just stopped and hovered here, which I thought, what's he doing? But I knew something was coming, and then all of a sudden, bloody dolly mixtures of doom, fucking hell, it was all over the shop. And I could have escaped that death again, because I had a bomb, it pissed me off. But yeah, that's my best run, and I've not managed to get near it since. So I think that's going to do as my run. Tell you what it does as well, bloody putting your name in, it doesn't give you a lot of time to do 3 letters. So I think I just managed to squeeze that in there. Yeah, you go here, just on the 0. But yeah, that's my best score, that 22,679,100 points. So that's my entry for this week. Best of luck to everybody else, and I look forward to next week's challenge. Thanks very much for watching.